Major money problems for the Harris-Walz campaign, which is now at odds with the DNC over its reported $20 million debt.
FEC filings also show the campaign blew through more than $1 billion in just 3 months on things like celebrity events, consultants, and those always tricky private jets.
Yeah.
Allison Huynh is a former Obama fundraiser and a Silicon Valley tech pioneer. She joins us now. Allison, a Harris aide telling Axios, quote, "How do you raise an historic amount of money and not win a single swing state?" The honest answer is, I don't know. It seems we lost the national narrative, and that's what we need to diagnose. So, Allison, as a former Democrat fundraiser yourself, what insight can you provide into how they blew through all this money with nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it?
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Carly. Well, I think the Harris campaign is really out of touch. Even my 3 teenage kids told me that brat girl summer is over. So why are you spending millions of dollars on Megan Thee Stallion twerking, Lizzo, Eminem, J-Lo, Usher? Some of these are associates of P. Diddy. He is really not okay right now. So why do you want this type of affiliation? Right now, we really have to be very mindful, very demure. Not like that Donald Trump is demure, but he actually went on Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan. He talked for hours, and you really got to know his personality. He really cares and is curious about what's going on with the American people and the youth. I really enjoyed his podcast with Theo Vaughn, where he actually flipped the script and started asking Theo Vaughn why he was addicted to, I believe, cocaine and fentanyl. And that's an issue that we're all going through right now, not us personally, but many of our youth, many of our American citizens who are homeless are in San Francisco, LA, facing addiction problems.
It's a great point. And the DNC sent us a statement saying the campaign did not pay for endorsements. Any and all costs related to celebrities were towards production and relevant logistical costs. So that's their statement. Doesn't make up for the fact that there are significant money problems that they have right now. And I was reading that the Harris campaign reportedly was expecting the election results to be delayed. So if it took a week to determine who the next president was, they could use that time for people to keep on giving them money, continue to fundraise. But that didn't happen. Donald Trump, he was announced the winner at 2 o'clock the next morning, so all the fundraising stopped, and now they're in this huge money issue. So they are $20 million in debt, Allison. As somebody who's in this world, knows a lot about donors and fundraising, how much of a challenge will that $20 million in debt be for Democrats come 2026 for their midterm reelection campaigns?
Well, I think they have a real come to Jesus moment. They need to, some of the leaders have to step up with the vision and communicate and connect with these types of new voters who want answers. They want people who are genuine and authentic. When you ask them questions, they want real answers. You can't just go on Oprah Winfrey and she asks you very softball questions. And the one hardball question she asked, are we better off today than we were 4 years ago? And you hem and haw and say, girlfriend, well, I grew up middle class with a lawn. She should have just said, no, we're not. And this is how I'm going to make us better off in the next 4 years, and basically put the line in the sand and say, I was a vice president, he was a president, and if I'm president, I'm going to do this to stop the homeless problem, whether it be rehab for addicted people, plugging up the holes, loopholes for migrants coming through the southern border, things that you can do to help with inflation as well, possibly increase oil and gas production in-house within the United States. We have more oil and gas reserves than anyone else in the entire world combined, and that really contributes to inflation. So real policy questions and with real answers, that's what voters like me want to hear now.
Yeah.
There's also a quick question. Is it common practice to pay Democrat celebs? I know they said it was a production expense. We didn't actually pay them. If you want to get something through accounting, you call it a production expense when you don't want to be specific. That happens in every business. So quickly, 15 seconds. Is that normal to pay celebs?
You know what? I've never really heard of that. I don't think you pay Joe Rogan. I don't think you pay Theo Vaughn.
Right.
I don't think you pay the celebrities. I mean, do you have to call her daddy? Do you have to pay for the set design? Do you have to spend $100,000 for this?
It raises a lot of questions, but you answered a lot of them for us, Allison. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.